hasn't put out anything today. Nothing. Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. We're excellent. What? What's up, gamers? Okay, listen up, you PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 players. There's some servers about to be shut down. Dark Souls and Armor Core Final Verdict. If you go on Amazon right now and look up Armor Core Final Verdict, you're going to be paying $150 and up. So if you got a PS3 or a 360, you want to get Dark Souls with all those updates before they're gone. Okay. If you got a PlayStation 3, you know how when you buy a digital game from the PlayStation Store, you get that beautiful wallpaper. You get that little screen, and then the demo be running, but you got that wallpaper in the back. It's priceless. So a lot of those games in the PS3 store, you want to get those games before they disappear. Okay. So Dark Souls 2, and Armor Core Final Verdicts, they're going to be going. From Software is pulling the plug on those. Listen to this. It says there Dark Souls 2, PS3, and Xbox 360 servers are shutting down in March 2024. With Dark Souls 2 and Armor Core Verdict Day both hitting 10-year-old, From Software is pulling the plug on the servers for their original console release. It says there Dark Souls made its name on the PS3 and Xbox 360, and Dark Souls 2 was the last series entry for both consoles. From Software is killing the PS3 and Xbox 360 server for Dark Souls 2 and Armor Core Verdict Day on March 31st, 2024. So that means you go in the store now, get those games and all those updates. Okay? So when March 31st, 2024 rolls around, you got it. Anyway, it says here, following that day, players won't be able to play co-op or competitive multiplayer, though they will be able to play offline. The developer was frank in saying both titles are up there in age, hence the dual shutdown. Dark Souls 2 released in March 2014, while Verdict Day launched in late 2013. The latter games was the last installment until Armor Core 6 Fires of Rubicon earlier this year. Says here, in the case of both Dark Souls and Armor Core Verdict Day, From Software thanked players for their support over the years. Of the two, Dark Souls 2 is the only one to have gotten a remaster for PS4 and Xbox One. Players of the more recent version of the game, along with the PC counterpart, can continue playing unimpeded. Last year, the release of Elden Ring's Bandai Namco killed the PC server for Dark Souls games to investigate a security issue. Those servers have since been restored. And then it says both Dark Souls Remaster and its successor, Dark Souls 3, will each be a decade old in the new few years. As such, it may not be as that long before the console version of both titles are taken offline. So yeah, when it comes to the PS2, to the 360 and PS3, there's some games in those stores that you have to collect before they like disappear. You know. Let's see what's a game I could think of here. I mean, Namco had Soul Calibur 2 online, then they took it offline. Then they had Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse. They took that offline for the 360 and PS3. Then they have I think they got Tekken and Soul Calibur, Tekken Tag 2, Soul Calibur 5. On the PS3 they got Tekken Dark Resurrection. Gotta get that. You know, so games like that you want to get. You know, and, the Dark Souls, the Dragon Dogmas, the Skyrim. Those games have some updates to it, so you want to purchase. If you still play on your, if you're a PlayStation 3 collector, and you still playing on your PS3, and that's the only console you have, You want to get all those updates for a lot of those games before they pull the plug on the on those games. You know, they shut the servers down. You know, because I mean, servers, they get old, user base, they drop, and then the developers, they got a new game now with a larger user base. So it's like, okay, we got to pull the plug on this one and then focus on the newer game that they have. So yeah, and some of those games in the PS3 and 360 store are collector's item. You know, and you might not be able to find a good physical copy. I mean, if you find a physical copy, you might be paying more versus buying it in the store when it was digital, and then like you could get it for a good price. So there's always that option. So it's always good to like get those games before they disappear. Like if you're a big Batman fan, you know, on the PlayStation 3, those wallpapers that you get with the Telltale series, Blackgate, Arkham Origins, City, Asylum, what's the other one? And plus the Arkham Origins Online. Got to get those before they pull the plug on those games. So yeah, because you know, physical copies, you know, they get expensive, especially when they become rare. Look, on the Wii on the Wii U, they had Twilight Princess right now on Amazon. That's almost $200. Just saying. So when it comes to those games like on the 360, PS3, and the Wii U, a lot of them you have to get because sometimes the physical copies they get up there in price. So yeah, time to get shopping. You know, they still have some good games left. Metal Gear 5, that has a lot of updates. Ground Zero, Peace Walker. Those games have updates. What's another one? The Splinter Cell collection. You know, you want to get those if you're a big Tom Clancy fan. You want to get those games with all the updates. If you're into RPGs, there's a bunch of RPGs in those stores that you got to get before they pull the plug on them. So yeah, but Dark Souls, yeah. Armored Core Verdict Day on the PlayStation 3. Yeah, got to get those, man. So yeah, of course, Dark Souls got some bosses in that game that'll drive you crazy. So yeah, but other than that, man, the game industry moves on. You know, some servers, you know, servers get shut down, and that's a part of the business. You know, because they have a newer game out, bigger user base. The older game, the user base might drop, and you know, to maintain that server, it costs some pennies and nickels and dimes, quarters, $1 bills, $5 bills, $10 bills. It costs money to maintain those servers. So when you see a certain games in those stores, man, and you're a fan of that game, you know, you want to get it before they pull the plug. If you're into sports, then there's a sports section in those stores, in those digital stores, that you got to get some of those games before they disappear. So yeah, but Dark Souls 2 and Verdict Day, March 31st. What's this? March 31st. 2020. What's that? 2020. March 31st. 2020. Where's the date? Uh-oh. Come back here. Where are you? Let's see here. March 31st. I think it's March 31st, 2024. So yeah. If you're into fighting games, there's some games in the PS3 store, you know, that you must get before they are all gone. You know, yeah, before they start pulling the plug on them. Even on the PSP, you know, PSP Vita. You know, so yeah. So, but that's the nature of the business. You know, games after a 10-year period, or how many every year, however many years it is, they decide the developers will pull the plug on certain games, and then because they have to move on, So that's the way it is. But the good thing about this too is, you can get the remastered version on the Xbox One and PS4. So, but the PS3 has that wallpaper that, yeah, gotta have, man. So that's the nature of the business. Servers get shut down. If you're a big Call of Duty fan, yeah, you want to get those Call of Duties on the PS3 and 360 with all the updates all the updates and expansion before they close those down. So get ready for that. Get ready for that day, because that day is coming. Because right now, Activision has what? They have the PS5 and the Series X that's out right now, and PS4, Xbox One, but 360 and PS3 days, those Call of Duty days are numbered. So get ready for that. That day is coming. So yeah, but I'll keep you posted on it. But Dark Souls, Armor Core, get those updates. Dragon Dogma, get those updates. Skyrim, get those updates for those add-ons and those expansions, because you're gonna need it, So yeah, that's the name of the game, man. I think the PS3 can I think the hard drive goes up to like 1.5. I think it's like 1 terabyte or 1.5 terabyte, and that's it. So yeah, time to move on, folks. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing.